Hey guys, good morning. I'm Jason,
I'm Jackie,
and we are,
the Flames.
and it's Keep the Flame Alive. It is Wednesday. What is today? The 22nd, 2025.
Almost the 23rd.
Almost the 23rd. If you don't know the secret, the 23rd is our dating anniversary. So every month we put a number. So if you ever see us put a number, that's what that number is. It's our dating anniversary. So we had a traumatic experience this morning. Traumatic. Maddie stepped on the cat, and the cat scratched her.
Yeah, he defended himself. I'm very proud of him.
What a good kitty.
He's a good kitty.
Anyway,
Super sad now, poor kitty.
well,
And Maddie's scraped up, so.
Poor Maddie. All right, well, here's this episode is going to explore how to navigate disagreements with understanding, respect, and empathy, even when perspectives clash. We'll share insights on managing emotions, improving communication, and finding common ground in difficult conversations. You'll get to learn how we turn conflict into connection and use disagreements as an opportunity to grow and make a relationship stronger. So we actually did a series on this 2 weeks ago, and we were supposed to do this topic last week, but we decided we'll wait and we won't do every episode in a row on conflict because it's a little bit repetitive. So anyway, we're going to talk about this today, and then we'll jump into a new topic next week. So do you have the questions?
I do.
All right, let's talk about the first question.
When you and your partner, excuse me, don't see eye to eye, what is the first thing you try to understand? The issue itself or why it matters so much to the other person?
I'm wrong.
Automatically?
Automatically. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Or should I say, you're right.
You should say I'm right.
You're right. When we don't see eye to eye, what's the first thing you try to understand? The issue itself or why it matters so much to you? I think for me, it's why it matters so much to you. Because it's easier for me to kind of understand what's going on if I understand how you're feeling and what, whatever the challenge is, what challenge are you having with it? So that's for me, it's why it matters so much to you.
I think it's a hard one because I think they have to kind of go hand in hand too, right? Because how do you discuss it without understanding the issue?
Well, we don't get to judge whether the issue itself is worth discussing or disagreeing on. Right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if it's important to you, your feelings are valid.
right? Your feelings are valid. I agree. No, I think honestly, I think why it matters so much to the other person. I mean, the issue itself, presents itself. And you can't always fix the issue, whatever the issue is, but why does it bother you and how does it affect you? And I think that's the root.
Well, you're the fixer, so that's up to you to say.
I'm the fixer. That's what guys do. All right. Good morning. Who's watching? All right. We got some dude on Twitch. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Anybody else watching? If you are watching and you have questions or comments, please let us know. Let's talk about the second question. So we've talked a little bit about understanding the why. Let's talk about communication versus competition.
Okay.
Because neither one of us are competitive people.
No, neither of us at all want to win all the time at everything.
How can couples make sure a disagreement stays a discussion, not a competition to see who's right?
You have to pull your emotion out of it. You have to reason, but pull your emotion out of it. And you don't have to win.
Did you say that online? You said that out loud and recorded forever.
So you don't have to win.
Oh,
I said what I said. You don't have to win.
but
you don't, right? Like nobody wins if you have to win.
Right. If you're upset, we don't win. If I'm upset, we don't win. If we're challenged by something that's really bothering us, it's just going to be kind of a wedge, or it's going to be this uncomfortable awkwardness for an hour, a day, a week, whatever. Not that we ever have disagreements that ever last that long, but it's not really a matter of who's right, because at the end of the day, we both want each other to feel better in any challenging situation, whatever it takes to get through it, because when you feel good, I feel good, and when I feel good, you feel good. And
Yeah.
it's only a win if we both win. We can't have you winning and then me feeling like uh,
You get
hurt or feeling what's the word I'm looking for? Not disgruntled, but
defeated.
maybe defeated, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe sometimes, like, maybe I feel like I just gave in and then I'm feeling resentment. That's the word I'm looking for.
That's a good one.
We don't want to just kind of give in and then have some feeling of resentment, because that's just going to come up later and then it's going to end up blowing up probably worse. So I would say that um, to keep a disagreement a discussion and not competition is to realize that it doesn't really matter who's right. It matters that we both win. Good enough?
Good enough.
Good enough. I like it. All right, next one. We're talking about conflict triggers. Are you triggered?
What is sometimes what's one common disagreement you've learned to handle differently over time, and what changed your approach? A common disagreement that we handled. Ooh, that's a tough one.
So this is why
Oh boy.
this topic, we did it like 2 weeks ago, like we said, and this is why this topic coming up again, I feel like we're repeating ourselves and saying something that we already said, but we don't have like constant disagreements every day. As a matter of fact, on an average day, we don't have any disagreements, right? It's there might be a challenge, but like we've been together for over 30 years, and like we've come to understand how each other feels already before a situation. Like if something comes up, I kind of feel like I already know how you're going to feel about it. Or if something comes up, you already know how I'm going to feel about it. And we approach it. I think that that's the thing, is that over time, we've just learned how to deal with it easier, to not necessarily avoid the disagreement, but like, why add fuel to the flame?
Right.
Haha, fuel to the flame.
Well, like I'll set something down on like a coffee table, and you will always walk by and move it an inch, not for the betterment of the placement, but just because you want it in that other inch. And I have let that go. Like
That's
it's not a big deal.
But yeah,
But it used to drive me quite crazy.
it did.
But it did. But it's fine, right? It's minutia and it's quirky and funny, and who cares, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think about, we don't have a disagreement on politics. We don't have a disagreement on religion. We see eye to eye in business and finances. Um, I would say that sometimes we have a different approach with parenting, and maybe sometimes uh, you might have been a little bit more harsh on Maddie, where I'm a little bit more sensitive to my baby girl. And or maybe I'm a little bit, harder on Mason because that's your baby boy, right? I think that there's been some
That's a good
times
point.
there where I don't a disagreement, I guess, but like maybe you could have handled that differently. Maybe
Good point.
maybe you didn't have to be so harsh about it, or maybe you should have been more harsh about it. It's going to go one way or the other on that. I think that that's probably the one area, because we definitely came from two totally different parenting styles. So that's something that is ingrained in us, that you know, if we were to have a major disagreement, but again, like politics, finances, religion, like we're 100% totally on the same page. So there's no disagreements there. Social media, like we look at, you'll see a social media post and you'd be like, did you see that? And like, I'll say something, you're like, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so like, we don't have these polarizing topics that put us in a situation where like, oh my gosh, um, when we decided to buy the house, when we make big purchases, again, finance stuff, we don't have disagreements. Maybe I'm less of a spender, you're a little bit more of a spender. Sometimes when I'm trying to budget, I would say like, hey, we're just not gonna buy anything new this week, okay? And you're like, but I needed this.
Like sugar-free syrup.
Yeah,
It's
gotta
a
have
it's a
it.
need.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
okay.
understand that. And along the parenting lines, like we each have one kid whose personality aligns more with ours.
But
Our
sometimes they flip flop.
they do flip flop, but like I'll say you can't treat this one that way because I understand that. Or you'll say you
Hmm.
gotta know they're not gonna like that because that's how, so this is the better way to handle it, and we have to both listen to each other for that.
Yeah. But again, it never comes to a competition or like I'm right and you're wrong. It's like it ends up being more of a discussion, like in the last question. So the next topic is cooling the flame without extinguishing it. When emotions start to rise, what's your go-to strategy to pause, reset, and come back to the conversation with love? When
That's a tough one because I'm not as good at that as
Well, I mean, there was a time where I was not very good at that because I had a very short fuse and like would just get super like even just a minute ago I got with the cat going under the
yeah.
counter. You're like, it's not that big a deal. And I
Yeah,
was like,
that's true.
yeah, sometimes little things like that set me off. Um, but like I don't know that again with conversations, disagreements, discussions, like neither one of us really like fly off the handle where it's like, I'm leaving. I'll see you later today. Like the worst that I'll do is be like, I'm going to the gym and we'll talk about it when I come back. And like, so going to the gym or taking a walk or like me just sitting down to read for a little while, like just to like calm the like clear the air for a minute. And then we often come back to a discussion that we had earlier and be like, we try to attack it again. But I mean,
And I feel like more often than not, it's an external contributor, right? It's not an argument between us that we've got to cool off about. We've like sometimes I don't want to talk about it and I'm super mad about something and I just need to walk away. And you're pretty good about saying, well, sometimes you're like, no, let's talk about it. But you're pretty good about understanding that I don't always want to and
mhm,
or that I know that you need a minute to just breathe sometimes and
mhm.
do what you need to do.
Yeah, I think the only time that I get really like my blood kind of boils is when again, it's not us, but it's like something kind of outside. Like it's been kind of like digging at me for a little while and just kind of digging and then like whether it's a person or just an issue like I mean sometimes on social media I just get so worked up about people that post honestly such stupid shit that like I'm like how do you even think that but and it just like I start getting like and then go down the rabbit hole of like well if they think this then whatever right.
Yeah, or when and that does that too, right? Like I'll see one of my friends post something and then we have a lot of friends in common and then my friends are arguing with each other and it's like about whatever the topic is. It could be about traffic or whatever. And it's like I hate seeing the vitriol and the anger and the frustration and the name calling and whatever. It kind of starts to burn you up and puts you in a mood. Even you're not even involved in it. And it's like what that is something to walk away from.
And it just spirals. Yeah, it's usually politics, by the way. Usually politics.
Not always.
It's often,
Often stupid
often,
stuff. That's like
often someone that you think is your friend says something like so bad and so negative about you. I'm like, how could you make just that blanket statement? But what I'm saying is that that just kind of like sits and then I'm like thinking on it for like an hour or 2 hours, and it's like sometimes I just need to turn the phone off or
yeah,
like
yes.
yeah, just set to
Yeah,
the side.
the term dead to me, like it's a real thing.
Yeah. But as far as with us as a couple, cooling off is usually pretty easy. Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes like we'll just go for a walk like together. Like even though there's like let's just forget about that for a minute. Let's just go for a walk
The best.
or let's do whatever we're gonna do in the house and then just come back to it. So I think that's pretty easy for us to do. All right, last one.
Do you think disagreements can actually strengthen a marriage? And if so, what makes that possible?
First of all, I want to know how you can read the phone that far away. How do you?
I can't see close up anymore with my con. No, I can't see that.
I can barely see it
Oh,
from there.
what? I can
All
see.
right. Good morning, Emilio. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Thanks for watching. We're just having a little chit chat about disagreements and navigating through disagreements. How do you and Daniela navigate disagreements that you're having? We've talked about a couple different topics, but I'm curious what you think and what anybody else is watching, what you think. So I'll read that again, what Jackie just said. Do you think disagreements can actually strengthen a marriage? And if so, what makes that possible? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think any challenge, any struggle, personally or within a marriage, can always make you stronger if you let it. And what I mean by that is if we learn from it, right? If we had a disagreement about something, like now we know how we feel on that particular topic, and the next time we approach it, it doesn't have to be a disagreement. We just kind of know where each other stands and we just work through it. If we're having a challenge in our lives, like getting through that challenge just helps you solve the problem that much easier, that much faster the next time.
Well, and I would feel more validated knowing that you're not indifferent to every feeling, right? Like indifference is like the worst thing you can have in a marriage. And so if we can be strong and talk it out, it tells me you care about how I feel, and or that you're a man, an adult, and you have feelings and you want to assert your feelings. That's, I can respect that, at least, even if I don't always agree with everything. I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather you not just lay down and take it all the time. Did I say that?
Sure you would. Sure you would. Well, you brought up something, people say that hate is not the opposite of love, or that indifference is worse than hate, because then there's just nothing, right? At least with hate, there's a feeling, right? And not that.
I never hate you.
No.
For the record.
No, never hate you. Always love you. Which again, something that I remember learning early on about parenting, but also as a couple or dealing with people, friends, is that I never hate you, or I'm never upset with you as much as I might be upset with the situation, or I don't like the behavior, right? Like when someone calls you a name, you don't not like them. You don't like them calling you a name. You don't like the feeling that you get.
It depends on the name. I might not like them. I can not like people, but no hate.
Well, but
like, why would you have hate in your heart? It's just not worth. Your stomach burns. You get stressed out. I have no room for that.
I used to always say to the kids, I'm not mad at you, or it's not that I don't like you. I just don't like how you're behaving. When they were younger and they were just like, either whiny or cry, or uh, being disrespectful or fighting back. It's like, I don't dislike you. I dislike how you're behaving right now. And just like with the cooling off with us, like sometimes it's like, all right, you need to go in your room. You need to go have some time on your own for a little bit, and then we can revisit and have an education later. But yeah, I think
I would say I dislike middle school and high school years mostly. In general, I can say that.
Mostly from probably 13 to 20.
Yeah.
Is hard. But why? Because they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out who they are, and they're trying to figure out what they stand for. And even though they've heard everything from our mouths, they don't want to just take that and just say, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
we made independent people. And I think
Yes.
that with new couples, new married couples, like it's the same thing. You're in the beginning stages. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out, like, how you are as an individual and how you come together as a couple and how that works. And that takes that that takes a lot. It takes a lot of discussion, and it takes a lot of just time.
It is really hard to learn that you're a unit. It's three. You're each your own person, but you're also, oh my gosh, it's like the Holy Trinity. You're a unit, and I would defend you endlessly. And I almost, in a lot of ways, we represent each other.
Mhm.
But yes, don't ever lose your individualism, and that's easy to do. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
But I think we do a good job of that.
I think that we do a great job with that. I wish that we could give a little bit more advice, just because we don't have as many disagreements and we don't have a lot of I mean, we have a lot of experience, that's for sure. I won't say that we just don't have. In over 30 years, I'm sure we've had dozens of disagreements, challenges, problems like any other married couple, but it, it's hard coming to mind right away. So hopefully this helped you guys. Good morning, Daniela. Are you guys both watching together or are you guys in separate places? Because Jackie and I do that a lot. We're watching videos separately somewhere else, but sometimes we're watching the same video together. I did pose this question to Emilio, Daniela, and we're just talking about disagreements. How do you guys handle disagreements with each other? And how does that help make you stronger as a relationship? And Kathleen, good morning. Kathleen said, I can remember those years being a challenge for me. Been married 56 years.
No way.
56 years in January. That's amazing. Pretty easy going now, but still have to work on it. God bless you, and God bless you as well.
I think cinnamon rolls are the cure for every marriage problem. That's what I think.
Okay.
That'll keep you going 56 years.
Well, so Kathleen, I'm curious, since you are watching still and you commented, you said what we just said a minute ago is that it's pretty easy going now. I mean, we haven't been married 56 years, but we've been married 26. And what do you find as far as disagreements? What kind of disagreements do you have at 56 years? I mean, like, it almost seems like things just blow off so much easier, I think, the longer we've been married. I know in the beginning, anytime we had a disagreement, I would like freak out. Like if we had a fight or a problem, I would immediately go into panic mode because I thought you were going to break up with me.
Oh,
Right?
I did.
You did a lot. You broke up with me so much in the beginning. But then, like, kind of after a while, like, I don't know, even after we got married, it wasn't like, well, you're not going to just leave me. So it like took a lot of the pressure off of a fight or off of a disagreement. So anyway, I'm just wondering if you have anything, Kathleen, any advice that you would throw out there. Again, Daniela and Emilio, if you guys have any advice. But yeah,
I feel like 56 years though, like that is something to be commended. You rarely hear that, right? And but as you get older, there's like medical challenges, right? And not everybody listens to their doctor, and that's
mhm,
frustrating for the spouse, and
mhm.
health concerns, and
Yeah.
those are all important things.
They are, absolutely. All right, so Daniela's helping us out here a little bit. She said, we've learned that we can't always agree with one another. That's not realistic. Totally agree with that. So he hears me out and lets me know why he doesn't agree and vice versa. We have to let it go 9 times out of 10 because it's not worth it to argue over it. Eventually you see things my way. So yeah, see, there you go. I mean, and
As it should be.
that is the secret to marriage. Just like I said in the very beginning, the very first question I just said, she's right and I'm wrong, and that's the end of it. If you can learn that, you know, happy wife, happy life.
Happy
No,
spouse, happy
house.
house.
I know, I know, I know. But no, I put this back up there again. I agree. You're not always going to agree, right? But a disagreement doesn't have to be, negative, right?
No.
Like, I mean, what's your favorite color?
Pink.
Right. Mine's blue. We're not going to argue over which color is better.
Right.
You
It's
like
pink.
pink, I like blue. It's
Right.
fine, right? All right. And then Kathleen, thank you. We really don't disagree much. We have had cancer challenges, and the first time we experienced this really brought us to realize what's important.
Amen.
Couldn't agree with you more on that. I would love to say that I had no idea what you're talking about, but I do know what you're talking about. And that, again, last year taught us a ton. It's like what really matters. And by the way, Kathleen, I just want to mention that I did see your comment about sitting behind us in church and realizing how important that homily was to us last week. If you remember, the homily was like directly
Yes.
what we needed to hear. And I think
Crazy.
she was sitting right behind us and she could see that you were leaning into me and I was hugging on you a little bit. So thank you,
Aw.
Kathleen. And what did Daniela say? Daniela said, yes, it's okay to not always agree. That's what couples have to realize. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. We're not always going to agree, but we're on the same team, right? We might not always be on the same page, but we're always on the same team.
Yes.
That's a good one. I like that.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the normal time today. We usually only do 20 minutes to a half hour. So, Daniela, thank you. Kathleen, thank you for joining in, just chatting with us a little bit. We'll probably table our discussion on conflict for a little while because we had one a couple episodes ago, and then we did this one today. I hope that it's been helpful, but we're going to try to talk about something a little bit different next week on Wednesday, usually Wednesday, 10 a.m. here in California, Pacific time. So check it out. And then go to Master Motivation Podcast. All the episodes are there, not only for Keep the Flame Alive. We've got some Tuesday thoughts that I'm going to be bringing back with Danny Cleary, and we're going to be talking about Bible scripture and about our faith, and I'm excited to have that. And then we also, of course, have Master Motivation Podcast, which I will be interviewing this week. Michael Voogd. I have Justin Honsinger coming up,
Is he
and
gonna sing?
I don't know. I didn't ask him, but it's going to be good.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's-
all right, Daniela, love you guys too. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for support. Thank you guys for everything. Go have a great day, and we'll see y'all soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Do your dance.